Hi, I'm Sofia Sprechmann. I'm Program Director for CARE International. Having a clear vision for fighting poverty has always been key to our work, but having common goals and aspirations and clear ways of how we will fight the fight against poverty and injustice, this is the first time. The program strategy sets a clear vision for CARE. It starts with why we do what we do. And that is that poverty is injustice. Poverty is not random. It didn't fall from the sky. Poverty exists because we human beings have chosen to live in this way. And this is not our only option. We can fight poverty, we can do much better, and we need to realize that the very fact that 1.2 billion people live in extreme poverty is injustice. How will we fight this injustice? CARE has three main ways of fighting poverty and promoting social justice. Humanitarian action. We respond to humanitarian crises and emergencies of conflict, natural disasters, and that is, of course, deep in our organizational genes and history. We also promote lasting solutions through innovation in the 1,000 projects we have worldwide that fight poverty and injustice. Projects in which we directly act and reach the poorest and most excluded populations of the world. We also want to have an impact beyond the boundaries of those projects and programs. What does that mean? We use the learning of our humanitarian action and our long-term development programs to multiply our impact through scale-up, through advocacy, having a viral effect by using that knowledge and learning to promote lasting solutions for fighting poverty and inequality. So a clear why we do the injustice of poverty, a clear what we do, humanitarian action, long-term development, and multiplying our impact through advocacy and scale-up. But then how we do it is uniquely CARE. We know that lasting solutions and multiplying impact can only be found if development works for women and if women work for development. If mothers and girls, women everywhere act to protect their livelihoods, and if power holders are responsible for protecting the lives of women. The other key thing we do in all of our programs is promoting dialogue between most powerful segments of society and the people and the communities themselves. We bring people together. And the third key ingredient of all of our programs is promoting more resilient communities in the context of climate change and conflict in which the world is immersed. So strengthening women's voice, promoting inclusive dialogue, strengthening more resilient societies and communities are the ingredients that are everywhere found in our programs. Finally, where we work. Our stronghold is in the poorest nations of this world. And CARE works in about 25 to 30 of the least developed countries. We also work in middle-income societies and countries, because actually the majority of the world's poor live in middle-income countries today, which shows that though they have achieved middle-income status, though they have grown economically, that has not been enough to address injustice. In middle-income contexts, where there are more resources but unequally distributed, what do? We mainly play the multiplying role, that is, working with others to find innovative solutions for scale-up and advocacy and address the inequality within them. It is about working with poor people to empower them, to help them overcome poverty and injustice. We know how to do it, and what we do, and where we work. Finally, and probably most meaningful, we have a very aspirational goal for overcoming poverty for 150 million people. And most particularly and specifically in the areas of sexual and reproductive health, where we want to reach 100 million women and girls to protect their reproductive and sexual and maternal rights. We also want to address the issue of women's economic empowerment, humanitarian action, respond to humanitarian crisis and emergency, and food and nutrition security. See, it's a bold vision, but then it has to be bold if poverty is injustice, and as Mandela so well put it, overcoming poverty and fighting poverty is not an act of charity, it is an act of justice. And that's what the program strategy that CARE is crafting and adhering to as an organization, as a global force, is set out to do.